They joke about yeah, Sarah.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. Good morning. Up first, we have Josie Baskin.
The topic for my senior project is the role of technology in the criminal justice system. So first, I'll be going over what I did last year for my senior project, and then what my general question and thesis is, what I did for my internship, and what to say for my project. So last year during the junior passion projects is where I kind of realized my passion for forensic psychology. And at first I didn't really know what to do for my topic, but then I just decided just listen to those things. So I focused on the social and power dynamics of psychopaths. And in my research, I learned that psychopaths or psychopathic tendencies are quite prevalent in our population. And it's also displayed in different ways. There's corporate psychopaths, which could be CEOs, lawyers, politicians, and there's also criminal psychopaths. What they have in common is that they have these psychopathic traits that fear, sense of dominance, remorse, and manipulation, and these traits cause them to attain such as talent and to crime and social life. And so, transitioning from my junior passion project to my passion project, I knew I wanted to focus more on the legal side of things, workings of what it takes to be a forensic psychologist rather than another topic like psychopaths. So, my driving question is how do forensic evaluations attempt. And my thesis is that forensic psychological evaluations resist the justice system and influence two main approaches: juvenile and family court cases and criminal defendant assessments. The first element to answer my general question was my internship. So I did a paid internship with the mayor's office. I always were interested in the sector, and I'm the one and so part of the costume assembly they were costume. And so since my interest falls in forensic psychology, so I have two main mentors here. First was Mr. Joe Enriquez, the intern lawyer. So he's teaching like the field law aspect to it. And so with him we evaluated crimes off and he taught me that health has influential and it's something that criminal cases try to cope with analysis and interrogation. And when you go into these cases, you assume anything and you have to ask everything. And we also had a conversation on the topic of justice and a variety of different hypothetical situations and how I would function under in the situation. So one example we talked about is imagine a homeless man you know about the story. You find him, would you give him jail? Would no punishment? And it's kind of hard to figure out the solution. How would you find a homeless man who doesn't have money to jail or jail? How does that make sense with one? But if you do no punishment, also doesn't make sense because that just makes a lot of sense. So it was really difficult. The second mentor I worked with, Henson Burke, he's the one on the very he is a senior in the mental health division. So with him, I attended house meetings. It's to be real life court trials of mental health cases. And so basically, what it is that the offenders or those being charged with show up either in person or in video call. One person be in the FCCC or the Maui Community Correctional Center, which is like our prison. So basically, they'll show up, they say like their status or whatever state everything of their prison. And then defense attorney would say plan to say in treatment. And then the prosecutor would either deny or return. So all in all, in my internship, I learned a lot. I learned how to people always have these opinions to discuss. And that when you approach criminal cases, you have to have a lot of consideration. And also let's learn about the legal proceedings and what it takes. So going into my actual research, in my thesis I said that they have decisions. One way to juvenile family court cases, specifically because juveniles are immature, do not develop as adults, they're held criminally culpable at a different level than adults. And so to determine juveniles culpability for a crime, you have to determine their psychological maturity. To do this, you have to forensic evaluations. And so the psychological maturity of a juvenile, you have to analyze the complexity of the way they make decisions based on other factors like emotional factors, cognitive factors. Once you determine a juvenile's psychological maturity, that's when you can make a decision of how to be held responsible or any potential punishment. Another way that forensic evaluations are used in juvenile court cases assessing antisocial behavior in youth. Because the same type of behavior that we find in adults is often used with psychopathic behavior. And since for juveniles, it's not always the same. So forensic evaluation helps us make an accurate diagnosis. Because if you show psychopathic or antisocial behavior, it doesn't necessarily mean something worse when you quit it. And also, placement an inaccurate label on an application is wrong. So forensic evaluations are really important in these cases. So next, I said in my thesis that forensic evaluations are assessments, assessing the people that's and so the first way is the fitness to stand trial. So the fitness or qualities to stand trial is the defendant's understanding of how the legal proceeding works and their ability to defend themselves. If they don't show that they're competent to stand trial, then you have to report to a treatment facility until they're able to be competent. Another way is through the insanity sequence. So assess insanity through the monotonous, which is standard tests in the United States, to show insanity or whatnot. So under the test, all the defendants are presumed innocent unless they show one or two things at the time of the crime about their mental state. So either one, they didn't know what they were doing when they committed the act, or two, they knew what they were doing, but they didn't know it was wrong. So for example, an example of a case that would be someone that's insane under the rules is that someone cut off consent because they thought they were dead, but they didn't know what they were doing. Or they were acting under the orders of God, like God was doing it to do. But that's when it gets ended because of the insanity defense, people might be insane, so they're not legally guilty. A real life example is with John Hinckley Jr. He assassinated, or he tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan in 1910 because he thought that assassinating Ronald Reagan would impress the actress Jodie Foster, and his plan to assassinate him was near the so under that case, he is seen as insane, and it's not guilty of the crime. So next is I want to talk about the investigative psychology. I don't really focus on it too much in my paper, but I believe that it's an interesting piece in my presentation. So it's similar to forensic psychology, but it has its differences. Forensic psychology focuses on the stuff and the correctional part of it, but investigative psychology focuses on the police decision skills. So you see like Criminal Minds, they always use investigative psychology. So forensic psychology, investigative psychology, so we cover basically all the criminal justice system. So with investigative psychology, it revolves around criminal profiling. So they go from a bottom-up approach, meaning they use evidence from crime to make assumptions or hypothetical characteristics of the potential offender. So first, we will do geographic profiling. So this is where they use the location of the crime to help pinpoint the evidence of the offender. There's clinical profiling, which is kind of assessing any potential mental issues with the offender. Investigative profiling, which is where you kind of analyze the style and the personality of the criminal to predict behavioral characteristics. And there's psychological profiling, which is where you kind of analyze the secret crime and the manner of how it was committed to kind of put the offender in this type of offender they are. So some examples of criminal profiling is with John Pickford, who was more of a known serial killer. He was known for tying all his victims with the same unique content. He was able to criminal profile where he kind of pinpoint who was eventually captured. So for my product, I knew I wanted to do something final, and so I made up a mock serial crime sequence of 3 crimes and I'm going to explain how to approach it from a psychological standpoint. So I made up this case. So the first murder was a case of so on March 12, 2021, between 2 and 5 a.m. I was on a dumpster. The details of the incident. There's head trauma, there's a throat, bleeding, multiple families. Their house was disorganized, the door was broken, there's so from a psychological standpoint, since the body found in a dumpster, you could the fact they didn't want the body, they're nervous to be caught. And then you can tell that there was some struggle, meaning it was to kill Bethany Carter, most likely because it's still. And from a psychological approach, you can say that the murder was disorganized, which killed Bethany, the house was left, and so not. Second murder is occurred. So this happened on 2021. So 6 months after. So for the detailed incident, what was Sean's head, 2 stabbings, and not area. There was a towards the bedroom, and she found position. She was like laying down with her head up. So from this, you can tell that there was less. It was easy to kill a second victim, maybe meaning that there was experience, and she was also found laying down with her head up. Maybe it also means because since I was kind of under blanket, kind of tucked in, not like the killer had 4 months ago. So the third murder, the case of Savannah Cross. So, the victim was on the living floor, and there was one side in the victim's back, and there was an obvious one. So from this, you can deduct that at this point, the killer was pretty experienced, only took one from the back, and that was it. And then they just left the body was. They didn't move it, they didn't touch it. Here they were more experienced, they were less remorseful, they were less scared to be caught because they just left the place. And that's what we did from that. So from these 3 murders, from a psychological standpoint, you can say about so first you can say that all the murders this happened after midnight and on. So you can hypothesize that the killer was a nice stalker type of killer. All the victims were all like white women, it's like 30s, which is good. They have a bad relationship with women or particular women in general, like partner and mothers, like that. If, as we go west, they get more experience, more confident. They got less scared from school. This can tell from the man. Their choice of weapon was a knife, which says a lot too. It's a weapon that is easy to use, silent, accessible, and it kind of says that they feel like just wanted to put both. And it's not really psychological, but also stabbing is how to tell like the angle of the blood spread, so that's also what you can do that as well. So the junior and senior projects being an overall small function of psychology and how psychology plays a role in the criminal justice system. And I learned that the criminal justice system always has room for improvement, and our part is transformation towards being just for everyone. I hope to pursue this in college at San Diego College and see what we can do from there. Thank you.
Did you send this thing yet? Yeah, why don't you pull it up? Oh, yeah.
Okay, hi, good morning. It's me, and I did my project on sports nutrition. So basically, I'm going through my research in the project, and then the project, and the internship, and my product, and then I'll explain why I chose the medium website. So to start, my second question is why is the nutrition plan essential to athletic performance? And then my three strands were strand one was food. So food is your most important asset inside your body in athletic performance. And then strand two is nutrition education. And it's a science that most people don't know about or have limited access to it, just a limited knowledge. So explaining how to get that knowledge, use it. And then the third strand was how do you use the skill and your education that you've learned to make a plan for yourself. So in my I worked with Gabby Lindblad, and we went over what would happen if I went to nutrition. I wanted like bias, and I need to see a nutritionist help me with that. And so the process that you would go through is you see a nutritionist, you want to get to know all your information. So obviously the family history, because that can determine what works for your body or not. So these are some examples of an form that you would look at. So, like for example, you fill in like having personal health problems, or like what your habits are, how you exercise, what you eat, what you drink, products that you use, your family. History has a lot of information. And then you would do two different things. You could do a 24 or do a blog. And so this just helps your dietitian and nutritionist know what kind of food you're looking at. So we did this for me. Like I this year after struggled with headaches and migraines and complete problems. So this was one of the ones that I did, and it helps prove that I consume a lot of sugar in the morning, which leads to headaches later on in the day. And then so that's that. And then the 3-day log. And then the 24-hour recall is very generic. Whereas the 3-day log, you include times, where you're having it, what you eat, how you prepare, and then you work on to like how this after that meal. And so a dietitian could look at this and be like, you really help when you're at home, or when you're at school, maybe you don't want junk food. You have to help them decide where the problem is. And so there's this assessment that is called the E9, and it's a 4-part thing to help the nutritionist decide what the plan is going to be. And so the first is an assessment. So that's what comes from knowing your history and what you eat. So you get to figure out what they want. So like, I drink water, but they're very sugar heavy. And then they'll come with the diagnosis. And there are 3 intake, clinical, and then they'll put it out in the PES. And then this one is, they're just looking at numbers and plugging them in. So if I had an adequate protein intake, this would be just like a list of things. So it's not like they're making stuff up. And then intervention. So these things are, if you're going to see a dietitian like now or nutritionist, it's mainly because you're probably overweight or underweight or you have some sort of problem. And those people normally do not see a nutritionist, so they will not normally follow the guidance that the nutritionist gives. So one of the big things is to make sure that they're measurable and actually do them. And then you'll want to come up with a plan of monitoring how you're going to work with that. And so, okay, so then for my project, I did a nutrition program. So here, I'll pass these out. And like, but they're little pamphlets. They're little pamphlets for each sport. With just some information that. And so I broke them down into the 4 categories based on how the sport was. So like cross country swimming and track are very endurance heavy. So obviously carbohydrates, basketball, field tennis, surfing, volleyball, and then golf and paddling are another one. This one's mainly focused on hydration, and cheer and skills practice, which is like protein and light snacks. So basically, all this is pretty much the same, but it's just this resource that I wanted athletes here to be able to use. So you have, for me, I've always never really known when is the perfect time to do before practice. So we came up with a little timeline because the ideal time to do football is 2 hours before practice, and then a light snack about 30 minutes before. That gives you about enough time to digest the food and be able to use it during your exercise. And then give a lot of snack ideas, easy snack ideas that you want you need. And then hydration is a really big thing. Most people consume half your body weight and water every single ounces every single day. And this is a big thing that a lot of people I know don't do. But hydration is like food is important, but water is the most important. Because this is a resource that athletes can use. And so this is why I made the website, is because with my whole goal of it being for, I wanted something that they could access, easy access, and have access to. And so this is what I came up with. And so along with these, I also found my favorite like easy recipes that people can use to make like meals and stuff like that, to give them ideas. And so I made protein power balls, and we have so you can put them after this is going to use. They've got dates, there's no added sugar, there's coconut, and all these good things. And so this would be something that you want to consume either before practice or after practice as a light snack. Okay, so in conclusion, my research, my internship, we found out that like it's turned out that when you do something that you're interested in, it makes it a lot easier. So last year, my junior project, I did business and I don't arts and because I didn't enjoy it. But I found that when you do like this, like something you enjoy, it's easier to do. And so going forward, this is a career path major for me to go into. It's been really beneficial for me to learn because before I was able to kind of figure out what my body needed, how to do and that's it. Thank you.
All right, QS, everybody.
Hi, my name is Madison Schlesinger. I'm currently with Victoria Academy. Today I'm going to present to you my senior project, which is jobs related to that. First, Many of you seniors may recognize the summer from my project last year, my junior project talking about how shark finning and shark hunting is affecting the ecological state of our ocean ecosystem, and our water food chains are slowly decreasing because of these numbers. Let me give you another statistic. Only 10 people die per year from shark attack, but 24 people die per year because of the champagne. You should be more afraid to pop a bottle of champagne on a holiday than die because of a shark attack. And this presentation today is going to show you exactly that. My driving question I came up with for this project is, how does the media negatively impact how you receive sharks? This project is going to talk about how film, media, and the mental barrier that people have in these images affect the overall ecological state of these species, and how 100 million is present this year, but by next year it's going to be double that. My first strand is just sharks' historical place on the ocean and media's impact. What we need to know. Well, we all should know by now, sharks the term apex predator is mistaken. People view sharks as attacking on people as it is in their nature to be mindless machines. But due to the popularity of the mainstream media, take into account that it's simply just kill everything they see, which is not the case at all. Let me give you the rundown. You have a shark. You have a shark's mouth. How they usually hunt is what they do is they latch down on it. They usually do the aspect that identify it as food or as us humans. They don't not. But when a human strikes out or strikes fear, that's obviously when a shark attack happens. And that is obviously what people think, but that's not always the case. This right here, we have a newspaper article. Shark attack. Warrant of attack. Night attack. Well, contemporary narratives widely presented in popular mainstream media have attached an utterly negative implication of sharks, propagating an unproven and fabricated image of them as interfacial and voracious predators. Let me give you another rundown. When we enter our oceans, we are entering a shark's home. Much like a safari, when you enter a safari, you are entering lion's home. And kind of the analogy is the same thing. When you are entering the ocean, there is a strike or fear. But that's not always the case. It comes from the mental aspect of it, which I'm also going to be talking about. This right here fabricates a negative image on what sharks actually are, and that's not the case at all. Bethany Hamilton, we all know her. She was attacked by a shark. She's still doing what she does best, sir? Yes. She does what she does best, and she still does what she loves. And it is being fabricated that sharks are a negative aspect of our ocean, but that's not the case at all. Film industry's view on sharks. What we need to know. Well, we all know it. Jaws. There's Jaws 1, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, Jaws 4. Heck, there's 47 films that are made about these animals. And all of them are portraying this animal as killers of noble value. Peter eventually wrote the novel Jaws in 1947, almost 50 years ago. By the road shark terrorized an island community, he admitted the value was none of sharks. Next year, Steven Spielberg's film released and generated unexpected audience response. Now, we all know it's a Jaws theme song. We all know it. 39 years ago, let me put this in a better perspective. Your first time coming to Maui, you're on an airplane with your family, and you're so excited to go to the ocean. This 1 minute and 14-second theme song is playing in this almost 2-hour movie, and the next thing you know, you want to go in the ocean again. 49 years ago, this author, Peter Cushing, wrote this film called established exactly how it is. 49 years later, 50-year-old people still don't want to go in the ocean because of this exact thing. These movies are being portrayed to portray these animals as serial killers, which are not. They may be predators and predatory animals, but quite frankly, they're not. And I'm going to explain that more to you. The mental barrier. Jaws. Y'all know it. This right here is a prime example of why people are scared of these animals. Media and film treat these animals to be serial killers and predatory animals, and that's not the case at all. I was able to have the opportunity to get in the water with these animals, and I'm going to be excited to that more. But this just shows you the fabricated image that people are portraying the animals and how it's not always positive. How media and film sometimes make these seem a lot more dramatic than they actually are. What we need to know, well, we obviously should know that the phobias that people have about sharks can form part of the stereotype of blocking them from getting over injury that they may have. The main reason people have a mental block on sharks is due to shark attacks. Overall, huge population from shark attacks in the water that is not always what it seems to be. Quite frankly, I'm more scared of pop a bottle of champagne on my 21st birthday than being in the water in Canada. Going back to that number, 22 people dying per year because of the Jack King Court, and only 10 people dying per year about shark attack. And that is not always entirely true. Next, we have my internship. Here you have a picture of me and my mentor, Tim. Tim is unfortunately able to be here today for this presentation, and I would just like to say thank you to them because none of this would have been possible without them. Tim and Sarah Ferguson, they own this company called Living in this World at the Hyatt Regency, and I did a contact with them and build this relationship with them in this internship with helping us live life. You guys should all know by now I have a passion for sharks. Save sharks. I talked to Miss Lindblad and I said, Miss Lindblad, you know, I did a share about shark fishing and shark hunting, and I want to portray and further my education and a scuba diving certification that people in the water with these animals. She got me in contact with Tim and Sarah. I sent them an email. Hi, my name is Nancy Collins Schlesinger, current senior here at Undergrad, and I want to do an internship and get my scuba diving certification. And they helped me do exactly that. With that, I had to complete this course. PADI, the Pacific Association of Diving Instructors, an 18-hour rigorous course that I completed in the span of February, and my Saturdays, 5 hours a day, completing this course will receive certification to do exactly what I wanted to do, which is being in the water with these animals. 2 days later, after getting back from my spring break, I had to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to get home to complete this course in 8 hours, which I did on a Saturday and Sunday and the following Saturday in water training with certification, being able to do this. This right here is me. This is me scuba diving with these animals, being in the water with these animals. These are white tip reef sharks. Now, you can see here that no fear, no blood, no ransom, just nothing but confidence. This is me swimming with these animals at Mala Harbor this past Sunday, and I was in the water with these animals and wanted nothing more. You have here, right here, is 2 pictures of the sharks. Well, our sharks are currently mating season, so this is what the mating process looks like. But if you put it in Devin's perspective, imagine this is a human. Now, not everyone actually knows how a shark attack occurs, but shark attack occurs, usually the shark latches on something. And this is what I mean when the whole feeding aspect and that type of thing. This right here fabricates the image of mating, and you also see right here, no fear, no blood, no nothing but calmness. Now, this one is actually a really funny image because I was actually bored looking for a shark, not knowing who it was. And finally, I realized, oh, there's a shark right there. I tried to get as close to that shark as I could without being in a personal level and just minding your business and think about these animals. They're so beautiful in that aspect that you can be around them and there's nothing at all but calmness, and this is how I was able to. So I have a video here. I'm going to zoom in. And this is 2 sharks swimming. They're at the same time. And with that, I was able to get this shot on a GoPro, and I was able to be around these animals. And a couple seconds. There's me with these animals, swimming with these animals, having a great time, seeing them in their natural habitat. Again, no fear, no blood, no ransom, nothing but love for these animals. And that's what I wanted to present to you guys today. Next, we have this shot. So this right here is Sarah. And what we were doing is, if you guys can't really see that clearly, but as Tim is zooming in with the GoPro, closer, you see that there's a shot right there. And what we were doing is we were just watching it in its natural habitat and seeing what it was doing. And with that, we were able to see and get this beautiful shot of the sharks just lounging in the ocean. Again, no fear, no blood, no anger, nothing but love for these animals. With that, I wanted to go into this next aspect. Sarah's an ocean conservationist, and she is shark lover much like I am. Along with my PADI scuba diving certification, I also received another course. The PADI Shark Awareness Conservation course that I had to complete this. With her, I went through a 30-page textbook talking about shark conservation, and what was really cool about it is in that conservation course, I talked about what I did last year, shark finning and shark hunting. It was really cool to be able to be in that room with her and already know all this information that was happening over the past 2 years. To be able to tell her and all about this information I already know and learn something more. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this, and I would like to give another thank you to her specifically because she was able to help me make this presentation and really put this passion in my life, which was getting my scuba diving certification and taking the water exam. To answer my driving question, if I haven't already, media and film is wrong. Media and film sometimes takes its negative aspect, sometimes things a lot more dramatic than what it is. You guys were able to see how media and film is portraying them in my perspective, which was my part of this project. Well, these animals are one of the most beautiful things in our oceans, and without them, we would not be here. As I said last year, and as I will say again, they are the number one species in all of our communities, and without them, none of us would actually be able to be here. Before I end my presentation now, Ocean Ramsey. We all know shark conservationist, marine biologist, women's activist, and author. I have the opportunity to go with them this coming summer, if everything is all that is. We graduate in 36 days, but after graduation, I'm not done with the project. This next time is going to put even more, hopefully, into college, not sure yet, but all I do know is that I'm going to dive as much as I can this summer. Hopefully, have the opportunity to do exactly what she's doing in this picture, which is being with these animals, and seeing them in so many more aspects of different ways. With that, my conclusion. Media film is very that people have on these animals and portraying how to see them. Media film is not always correct. Going back to that number, 100 sharks die per year. 10 people die per year of a shark attack, and 24 people die per year of a shark. Those numbers are quite scary to me because I'm more scared to be Poppy Lotto champagne wine on her first birthday than I am. With that, thank you.
All right, good job, everybody. Good job this morning.
Thank you.
So